is going on, guys? Brother Live back with another video, and welcome to the Week in Review, episode 218. And yes, I am filming with my phone today, only because I am going on vacation this week, and I want to film the SmackDown part of the video with my phone as well, because I don't want to travel with my camera, man. That always makes me nervous. But yes, we are doing the Week in Review here today. We are starting off with Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw was action-packed this week, no doubt about that. We are going to jump into our opening segment, so let's do it right now. We opened up the show with Seth freaking Rollins. Seth Rollins was coming out, maybe about to do an open challenge. He was about to talk to the crowd. He was soaking it all in. Whoa. And then here comes Finn Balor. Finn Balor from behind attacked Seth Rollins, and he started beating the living snot out of him. 2 coup de grâces on the outside. He injured Rollins. Rollins had to get medical attention backstage. They had to restrain Finn Balor. He attacked him again backstage when they were still trying to get Seth Rollins out of there. They finally got Seth Rollins to the medical bay. They started looking at him, and Seth's like, I don't care what the doctors say. I am still going to fight at Money in the Bank, no matter what. So this match is still going to be going down, which I'm looking forward to. But what a way to open up the show, having Finn Balor start with a bang, showing his different side. He's waited 7 years for this moment. He's finally getting it, and he ain't taking no for an answer. Right after that, we did have The Miz come out, and Miz was like, you know what, open challenge. I'm going to have my own open challenge. Who's going to respond? Let's go. And then Tommaso Ciampa randomly comes out. Caught me insanely off guard. I'm like, what the heck? Tommaso Ciampa's back? Don't tell me they're going to do Tommaso Ciampa and The Miz again, because you guys remember they were a tag team. They were an alliance. I was like, oh my gosh, please don't do it again. Tommaso Ciampa comes out, punches Miz right in the face. I'm like, let's freaking go. They had a one-on-one match. Tommaso Ciampa with the fairy tale ending to pick up the victory. It's pretty fired to see Ciampa back. I'm getting more of an NXT Ciampa vibe. He's got the no one will survive theme. I'm like, oh, this is so great. Ciampa's back on Raw. Natalya was supposed to have a shot at Rhea Ripley here tonight on Raw, but she never got the shot. Rhea Ripley attacked Natalya before the opening bell. Natalya just doesn't have that fire in her eye anymore. She doesn't see the attacks coming. Rhea attacks, destroys her, sends her into the barricade, and then the match never even happens. Rhea Ripley takes care of business, and honestly, it was kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie. Matt Riddle went one-on-one with Ludwig Kaiser. Of course, Gunther on ringside, trying to distract Riddle here and there, grab his feet here and there where the ref isn't looking. In the end, we did see Riddle overcome the odds and hit the bro Derek on Ludwig Kaiser to pick up the victory. But then right after the match, here comes Gunther, trying to get a couple cheap shots in on Riddle, and he does. Now it's 2-on-1. Riddle's got no help. I'm surprised Kevin and Sami didn't come out to try to help him. But yeah, they don't want to continue that between them and Imperium. I understand. But Riddle, yeah, they destroyed his legs. They took him out. He couldn't even walk after this. They literally couldn't walk. The medical had to help him through the back and everything. I was like, oh my gosh, man. Somebody check on Riddle. So Riddle definitely going to be coming back for redemption. Hopefully we see Riddle versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship at Money in the Bank. I think that'd be really good. We did see the Alpha Academy, Otis and Chad Gable, go up against the Viking Raiders here this week. Tag team match wasn't bad. We did have Maxine Dupree on ringside, who was trying to use the teachings of Master Gable to do a suplex to Valhalla, and she did, but that distracted Chad Gable, and Chad Gable got pinned by Eric in the ring for the Viking idiots to pick up the victory, which nobody wanted to see them win, man. Everybody wanted to see Maxine Dupree hit her move, learn another freaking thing from Master Gable, and have Otis and Gable win. This was boring. They're probably going to do it again next week, and I don't really care. I'm not going to lie. Logan Paul, yes, I do realize that is Kenny Omega, but Logan Paul came out. He was on top of a ladder talking about Money in the Bank, and I'm like, yep, he's going to introduce himself. He's going to induct himself into the Mr. Money in the Bank ladder match. He is. Watch himself. And he did. He's like, I'm in the match. I talked to corporate. I talked to the WWE. They want me in the match. I'm like, oh my God. Logan Paul gets whatever he wants. I mean, I'm excited about it. No doubt. It ought to be a fire match. Now there's 7 men in the match. Makes it a little more interesting. So I am looking forward to it. He gets interrupted by literally every person that's going to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. They start brawling it out at the bottom of the ladders. LA Knight got an insane pop, by the way, when he came out. And LA Knight, let me just tell you, better win Mr. Money in the Bank. Please don't let it be Logan Paul. I'm worried that they're going to give it to Logan Paul. We're never going to see the briefcase on Raw. I want it to be LA Knight. Yeah. As far as this promo goes, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the little scrum that they had in the ring, and then Logan Paul reigned supreme. He climbed the ladder again and then held the briefcase. I'm like, no, LA Knight, you have to win this, please. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter went up against Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green in a tag team match. This match was nothing special. I did like the little TikTok video that they showed before the match with Chelsea Green being called a Carrion in traffic. I thought that was so funny. I really enjoyed that. But as far as the match goes, it was nothing crazy. Kaden Carter and Katana Chance were able to pick up the victory with ease. I'm not going to lie. And I'm interested to see what Kaden Carter and Katana Chance are going to do here on Monday Night Raw. We did see Jinder Mahal's Indoshir and Sangha. They went up against Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander again. I mean, I'm all for them building Indoshir. Okay, they might not be the best tag team. I'm not that into them. But, okay, build them. But do it in more of an interesting fashion. This is so boring. This is the second time they've went up against Cedric and Shelton. The bell actually rang this time, and Shelton and Cedric still lost the match. Nothing special happened. Indoshir sort of just dominated them. And I'm bored. I'm not going to lie. I don't like when they build new tag teams like this, have them just take out the same team every week. It's just boring. It was our last women's Money in the Bank ladder match qualifiers match. It was Trish Stratus versus Raquel Rodriguez, and you had Zoe Stark on ringside. And Zoe Stark kept cheating, grabbing Raquel and cheating while the ref wasn't looking. I'm like, man, Trish, I still don't think she's going to win. I still think Raquel's got this one in the bag, but then here comes Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch tries to take care of Zoe Stark on ringside and then starts randomly throwing Trish Stratus around. I'm like, dude, you're going to get Raquel disqualified. So Raquel gets disqualified. Becky screws Raquel Rodriguez technically when she didn't really intend to, and Trish is in the match at Money in the Bank. I was like, dude, so Raquel better come back for some redemption on Becky. I mean, she just screwed her out of the match. Like, dude, now Trish is going to be in that match, but Becky's in that match too, so they can go at it. That'll be pretty good. But Raquel's performance here was awesome. She was whipping around Trish Stratus like a rag doll. I low-key did enjoy this match, no doubt. We did have Shinsuke Nakamura go one-on-one with Bronson Reed. I feel like this is like the third week in a row we've seen this match. I don't want to see it anymore. Ricochet was on ringside, and they had a little interaction where Ricochet moved, and then Shinsuke went into the chair this time. It's just so repetitive, man. But then back into the ring, Bronson Reed hits the Tsunami Splash on Shinsuke Nakamura, while Ricochet gets taken out backstage, not backstage, on ringside. And yeah, it just feels like the same thing we've been seeing week to week between Bronson, Shinsuke, and Ricochet. It's just, I don't know. It's just nothing crazy. It's kind of boring. I'm not going to lie. In our main event of the show, Cody Rhodes had to find two tag team partners to go up against the Judgment Day. So he found Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. He was asked by Akira Tozawa, which I found was kind of odd. But then he eventually chose the Undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. It was a pretty good match. Balor, Priest, Dominic, Cody, Kevin, Sami. I enjoyed the tag team action. In the end, we did see Damian Priest get pinned of the Judgment Day for the Judgment Day to lose to Kevin, Sami, and Cody. I was like, what the heck's going on, man? I didn't think they were going to pin anybody. I thought this was going to end in a disqualification for sure. But they ended the show with a good note, having the faces win. Looking good going into Money in the Bank for all of them. But yes, guys, that was the Monday Night Raw side of things for the week in review here. I really hope you guys enjoyed this part of the video. If I were to rank Raw this week, I'm going to give Raw a solid 3 out of 5. That was a pretty solid show. Solid build-up to Money in the Bank. And jumping, of course, into the SmackDown side of things. Yes, I do realize that there's a little change of scenery, but we got to get it done no matter what, baby. Let's do it right now. SmackDown, let's go. We opened up the show with the Usos. The Usos coming out explaining themselves, talking about why they turned on Roman Reigns. The main reason being they felt disrespected. Yeah, they still love Roman Reigns. They still love Solo Sikoa. They could care less about Paul Heyman, but they were just disrespected by Roman Reigns and Solo, and they just couldn't take it anymore. They had to get out of there, and Jay made the right choice, and I loved this promo. I thought this promo really highlighted the main reason on why the Usos were leaving Roman and getting less and less closer with Roman. I really enjoyed this promo. Solid way to open up the show. Match, which was LA Knight going up against Rey Mysterio, and this match was pretty good. LA Knight, yes, was able to pick up the victory with a wicked, side slam, dirty deeds. You guys remember how Dean Ambrose first started doing the dirty deeds, where he held his head to the side of his shoulder and then slammed down to the mat? That's what LA Knight did to Rey Mysterio, and he was able to put away Rey Mysterio. And he tried to soften him up before Money in the Bank, sending a statement. And here comes Santos Escobar to back up Rey Mysterio, so he can't remove the mask or do any more damage to Rey. So Santos backed off LA Knight. Will LA Knight win the Money in the Bank contract? I freaking don't know. I hope he does. I think that'd be fire, but we'll have to wait and see. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler went up against the NXT Women's Championships to unify the titles. If they lose their titles. If the NXT Women's Champions win, then they get their titles. It's like, oh my goodness, like this could go either way. Who won though? Ronda and Shayna. Ronda and Shayna unified both the NXT and WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. So now they have 4 title belts and they look unstoppable. But it looks like they're going to be working Tuesdays now as well as Mondays and Fridays. They're going to be on basically every show now that they're literally every single Women's Tag Team Champion in WWE. Because I don't think they have NXT UK Women's Tag Team Champions, right? I could be wrong on that. But yeah, they do hold now the undisputed WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, which is pretty crazy. But they are pretty good. They are a pretty good team. So we'll see where it goes from here. And then, of course, Raquel Rodriguez was on ringside, which I found really odd. And then here she comes on the apron. She's like, well, I want a rematch for the titles that we never lost. I'm like, wait a minute, we? Is she about to bring out Liv Morgan? And here comes Liv Morgan. She brings out Liv Morgan, and it looks like it's going to be Raquel and Liv going up against Ronda and Shayna for the undisputed Women's Tag Team Championships. Liv is back. There was no physical action between the two teams, but they were just showing how Liv's back from her. I think it was a shoulder injury before us, or a little after WrestleMania. So yeah, we'll see where this goes. Episode of the Grayson Waller effect, and you guys know how I feel about freaking Grayson Waller. I'm annoyed by him. I don't like the guy until he starts getting into that ring and actually wrestling. Then I might actually start liking him. But it was an episode of the Grayson Waller effect. Special guest, Pretty Deadly. They come out, they talk about how good they've been doing, just bragging about themselves, how they're the number 1 contender for the titles. And then here come the Street Profits. Street Profits come out. They sort of interrupt. They have a match with Pretty Deadly, 2-on-2 tag team action. Not a bad match. I enjoyed how Montez Ford put like the half shirt on of Elton Prince. I thought that was really funny. And he jumped over the top rope. As far as the end goes, though, the Street Profits did lose, of course, because Pretty Deadly have an undisputed WWE title match coming up. Why would they lose this match? So it was pretty obvious that Pretty Deadly was going to take the dub. They cheated by using leverage from the other tag team partner to pin Montez Ford. I was like, really, G? But yeah, Street Profits lose. No surprise. Charlotte Flair went one-on-one with Lacey Evans, and I found this match really odd. I'm like, why are we getting this? But then at the end, Charlotte Flair was able to tap out Lacey Evans, and then here comes Asuka right after Charlotte wins. A little kick to the face, just a little annoyance, a little attack before their upcoming match for the Women's Championship that Bianca Belair's not getting. So yeah, little attack from Asuka after Charlotte beats Lacey Evans. Honestly, I could care less. And then, of course, our main event was Solo Sikoa going one-on-one with Sheamus, and this match was actually pretty freaking fire. I enjoyed this. It was hard-hitting. It was enjoyable up until the end, which I found really odd. Solo Sikoa sort of does like a little slam through the barricade to Sheamus. Sheamus is down, and then the ref calls for the bell because Sheamus can't continue after he went through the barricade. Like, that's Sheamus. Like, that's so unrealistic. I feel like Sheamus would so be able to push through that, but then it looks like Solo's going to do more damage, and then here comes the Usos to not necessarily help out Sheamus, just to get a little upper hand on Solo Sikoa. Like, they do a couple super kicks, they do double frog splash, send a message to the Bloodline, send a message to Solo and Roman Reigns for their Civil War match coming up in Money in the Bank, which I'm super freaking excited for. So that was a lit way to end the show. I love the Bloodline story. I think it's one of the best storylines in WWE history. I feel like people just don't like to say that because it's like a newer storyline, not an older storyline, but the Bloodline storyline is one of the best storylines in WWE history. No changing my mind on that. But yeah, guys, that was SmackDown setup style. Once again, sorry about the setup for this. It's not as strong as they usually are, I understand. But SmackDown this week, I'm definitely going to give a solid 2 out of 5. That was a pretty mid show, besides the Uso stuff. That's all I really liked. But yeah, that was Raw, SmackDown, setup style. We can review it. Really going to enjoy it. Let me know your rankings down in the comments down below. I'll see you all next time. But alive. Out.